Like, I don't even know how to use fucking TikTok. And
No,
I've
me neither.
never been in prison.
Oh, I didn't even fully open this. What's wrong with me?
How was home?
It was good.
Or not home. It was Philly.
Oh, Philly, yeah.
But like seeing your family.
Well, it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been like on and off feeling shitty.
Yeah.
And so I was tired the whole time.
Yeah.
And then like, it was good though. But then my parents were like, we're going to like figure out the accommodation. So you just come and then you'll have a place to stay. We don't have to stay with them and make it all difficult for them, which makes sense. But then I get there and it's like I'm sharing one room with my parents, which isn't that bad. It's only 2 days.
They got a hotel with like 2 beds in it.
A hotel, 2 beds.
Yeah.
It's not that bad, except they go to bed at 8.
Yeah.
Which actually was okay for me this weekend because I wasn't feeling that great. So I like needed to sleep.
Yeah.
But it's like, there's nothing to do.
I know. What are you going to do?
We're getting in bed at 8.
Drink at the Marriott bar?
Yeah. And it was it was a Holiday Inn.
Oh my God.
Which my parents seem to think is like fancy. My parents are because they're into deals, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like one of the cheapest hotels, but I think it's one of the cheapest ones that looks okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Although we walk in and there's stains on everything. There's stains on every towel.
Really?
Like couldn't get bleached out kinds of stains.
Oh, blood.
Yeah.
Blood stains.
One time I stayed in a Holiday Inn during grad school. I was like alone in this weird place for a conference or something.
Yeah.
Just for one day. And my toilet paper had blood on it. I walk in. It was just newly cleaned room. Blood on the toilet paper.
Toilet paper that had
just a
blood
big drop
on it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. How the hell does that happen? How does somebody miss that,
It must have been the cleaner somehow.
Got like a nosebleed.
Themselves,
yeah.
And then it dripped on it or they walked by it. It didn't look smeared though. It looked like just one big dollop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, after I've told this story on the pod before, but not this part of it. After 9/11, my mom and my aunt were in San Francisco visiting my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
And so they had to drive back.
Yeah.
And so it took them like a week to drive back and like stay in motels and shit. And they would stay in motels, and Mookie, my aunt, she was like, every motel we go into, I have to take the duvet off and look really closely at all of the sheets to make sure there's no pubes on it. So she would like...
What a search.
She would like take it off and then be like scanning the entire thing to make sure there's no pubes. And so while Mookie was doing that in one of the hotels, my mom walked in and there was a huge diarrhea shit in the toilet.
Ew.
And my mom's like, we're not staying here. And so then the rule was we have to make sure there's no diarrhea and then make sure there's no pubes.
They're operating the same way TSA agents operate. Instead of like looking at everything and like being like anything could be a problem.
Yeah.
They're like only the things we have in recent memory.
We have to wipe your hands for bombs. Take your shoes off, please. Meanwhile, I have like I accidentally bring a knife and they're like, all good.
Yeah. They're like checking a list.
They're like, this bottle of lotion is 4 ounces.
Yeah. One time I got stopped because I had a huge nail in my purse.
Why? I feel like you picked it up off the street.
It was like the length of my hand.
It was like one of the nails they used to crucify Jesus.
Yes.
It was like that big.
It was enormous. And it was just in my purse, in my wallet.
Yeah. In your wallet.
Such a weird
what?
thing to have. My PhD advisor had given it to me. It's symbolic of something for completing my thesis. I can't remember what it means, but like her advisor gave one to her.
Did you explain that too?
I think I started trying to say it and it was like, this makes it sounds like I'm making up an excuse for why I have a big nail.
Yeah.
But they let me keep it. They weren't worried about it.
That's
I guess
weird.
My excuse was so weird and specific. They're like...
Yeah. And then they were like, she's white.
And my skin. Yeah. And my skin's white. They're like, it's probably not
They're like, white
related.
people can bring nails on the plane. People of color, absolutely not.
Yeah. Welcome to Worthless Clowns.
Welcome to Worthless Clowns.
Podcast about how stupid we are. I'm Brittany Cardwell, Bertones Cardwell on Instagram.
And I'm Allie O'Neill. You can follow me on Instagram at It's Allie O'Neill. Follow the podcast at Worthless Clowns.
Yeah.
Follow us on YouTube. Type it in.
Send in your stupid stories.
Yes, worthlessclownspod@gmail.com. We'd love to hear them.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, if you find posts that you think that would be good for us to read.
Yeah.
Anything you think would be good on the pod.
Even maybe if you've heard us talk about something on the pod before and you want to know more about it. Maybe there's something we've only commented on, we haven't really like gotten in depth on.
No,
that could be
totally.
fun.
Yeah.
There's probably lots of that.
Yeah, or if you have like something to say about something that we've said, we'd love to read those comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're afraid to put them on our YouTube because it'll look bad, you can just email it to us.
Yeah, you can privately cyberbully us.
Yeah, you could send us one of those emails that you write when you break up with someone where you're supposed to only write all your grievances and complaints, and then you feel better because you processed it all.
Yeah.
But you can send it to us.
You can send it to us,
We might read some of it on the pod.
I would love if somebody who listens to every episode of the pod had a list of grievances.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Oh,
what would they be, you think?
I don't know. I think it would probably be Allie's voice is too loud and Brittany's voice is too soft. And Brittany talks about horses all the time.
And she doesn't do the horse call enough.
Yeah, I know.
Yet she talks about them. It's like I'm talking the talk, but I'm not walking the walk.
Yeah, I know.
If you knew my history, you'd know why I stopped acting like a horse so much.
Brittany's not a real horse girl. I've never even seen her wear cowboy boots before.
Yeah. How are you, Allie? What's new with you?
I'm good. I'm doing well. Today I moved some furniture around in my room.
Wait a second, sorry.
What?
I just realized the way I asked you that sounded like someone who just read about how to have a conversation.
Yeah.
I was like, how are you, Allie? How are things going with you?
Yeah, and you're like, and we've talked about me, and now how are you?
Let me look at my instruction. Oh, yeah, she's next.
Dude, speaking of which, I've been watching the new season of Love on the Spectrum.
Oh, I saw that pop up. I gotta watch
Incredible show. I fucking love this program.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. It's so sweet. I cry all the time. My favorite part is the families and how the families like just fully embrace the people on the show.
Yeah.
And just like want them to I always cry about the families when the families are being nice.
I know. I was thinking about this recently. Like they do embrace it all and they just want them to like be themselves.
Yeah.
But also be able to like do what they need to do in the world.
Exactly.
And it's so nice. And I was thinking about if I were that autistic. I am a little bit. I took a test. Actually, I don't quite hit it, but I have traits. But anyway.
You're on the borderline of it, dude.
If I were severe, I feel like my parents would be like, we're giving up.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of people like that.
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
sucks. Dude, I fucking, like there was this, one lady on the show, her brother was on the show. He had like high support needs autism and he was working at a hotel and she was like, yeah, I started working at this hotel because my brother worked here and I guess I just wanted to spend more time with my brother.
Oh,
I was like, that's the cutest fucking thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And there was this one part where, oh man, I lost it. There's this older gentleman, he's like probably in his 60s, I forget his name, and he's looking for love on the Spectrum. And he has like...
Is this the guy? Oh, this is the new season?
Yeah, but he's been on a older season.
Oh, I know that guy.
And he like
pauses a lot.
Yeah, and
looks
like,
into the sky.
The way he
talks
talks with such gravitas.
Yeah.
It's like I could hear him talk all day because of like the way he phrases things, and he's like, yes. He like talks like that, and it's like just so soothing. And so he has this like woman who stops by and like helps him out. And they were walking on a dock and in San Francisco, and she's like, oh, look, there's the Fine Art Museum. And he's like, fine art. And I was like, yes, dude. I fucking loved it. I loved it.
What's that one? Oh, man, actually, I'm not going to bring it up because I can't remember it. But no, I agree. It's fun. And I'm glad there's a new season.
Yeah, and our boy James is on the new season.
Yes, James.
Yeah.
We follow James. Don't know his last name.
I don't know either.
Blonde, long, curly hair.
Yeah,
into medieval fairs and stuff.
Yeah. He was great in the first season.
Follow him on Instagram. You guys should follow him. He's great.
Dude, I followed him on Instagram and then he immediately followed me back.
You know, he made a post about that recently.
Yeah, where
he's like, hey, just so you know, I always follow everybody back, but now my Instagram I've hit the limit for follow backs. So just so you know, if you follow me and I don't follow you back, it's
why.
Because of Instagram.
Yeah. I think he's probably just following people like way too many like way too many people at once. Because he's like, I don't know, he had the first season, now he's in the second season, so he probably is getting a lot more like attention again on Instagram. And so like if you follow like 100 people in a day, I imagine Instagram is like you're a bot.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
I just thought it was so like cute, like sweet that he was so worried about everyone following him, thinking that he didn't like them.
Yeah.
Because he didn't follow them back.
Yeah, exactly.
And he follows everyone back.
I know, yeah. He
was like, let me clear it up.
Yeah. He's like, I don't want anybody to get mad at me. Instagram has kept me from following people.
Yeah. What were you going to say, though, before that?
I forget.
I asked how you were.
Oh, I said I moved some furniture around in my room, and that was the end of the story.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I just put my big pink locker into my bathroom and then took my little bamboo thing and put it in my room.
Oh, here we go.
Switched all the stuff in it.
New woman.
I feel like a new woman, yeah. And I think I'm going to change around the feng shui of my bedroom. My bedroom's so small, which is like fine because I have like a lot of cool stuff in my building and that's just what happens.
And you have a bathroom.
And I have my own bathroom, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But my bedroom's so small that I really have to like hack it.
Yeah.
I've been living there for like 6 months and I'm like, I really got to figure out how to make it work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I wish I didn't have to have a fucking desk in there, but I need to.
And Betty takes up a quarter of the space when she goes in.
I know, just with her big fucking head.
Yeah. Her head and her big long tits.
Yeah, I know.
Which you all know about.
Yeah.
The rest of my Philly trip, though, it was decent. Like, it was great to see my niece. I bought her, I showed you. I bought her a little buff baby. Is that what it's called? Buff baby dumbbell.
Yeah.
For her to lift.
Yeah.
It's actually just a rattle. It just shakes.
Yeah, but it looks like
really
a dumbbell,
light.
which is incredible.
Yeah. She really liked it. She was holding on to it a bunch and she was like moving. It looked like she was lifting weights.
Yeah. Like she's fucking
little
huge.
Buff boys.
Little buff boys. You're making her a little buff boy.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm getting her ready.
Yeah.
That was good. My I watched Forensic Files for like 4 hours one night.
Oh yeah.
That's what my mom watches to fall asleep.
Your mom loves murder shows.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was on. Those are addictive.
They are.
They really grab you.
They're like unsolved mysteries where it's like kind of the same.
Yeah.
Like, it's like very formulaic.
Yeah.
Where like everyone is the same, but like, it's like interesting still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The details are always like really weird.
Yeah. And that's kind of what pulls you in. Is they're like, this hair didn't match this other hair.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I don't know.
And the day before that, we watched 2020 or something, did a whole thing on, do you remember this lady? Gypsy something.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard?
Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
Yes,
you remember her?
Of course I remember her.
I did not know this story.
There was a documentary that came out in like maybe 2018. And then there was a Hulu series that was a drama series based on that story.
Oh, yeah, they mentioned that. I didn't hear about that either.
Yeah, it has like Joey King in it and stuff. And then she got released at the end of last year.
Yes. December 2023.
Yeah, and then she like blew up.
Yeah.
She blew up on Instagram and stuff because people were like, there were so many TikToks like before she was released where they were like, POV, I'm showing Gypsy Rose Blanchard Nicki Minaj's verse from Monster for the first time. It's like...
Is this verse based on her?
No. It's just like showing Gypsy Rose Blanchard like huge, like culturally significant things.
Yeah.
To like specifically like gay dudes.
Yeah. If anyone doesn't know the story, it's like this. Well, it starts off. It's Gypsy and her mother, Dee Dee, and Gypsy. Like Dee Dee claims that Gypsy has all these medical problems. And they were like in Hurricane Katrina or something, right? And so then I missed the beginning of the story, but I caught enough to be like, oh, okay, so they're like, they need a lot of help, and the daughter has all these really specific needs.
Yeah,
she's in and out of hospitals all the time.
Yeah,
the mother's like this wonderful woman who like has devoted her life to her sick daughter. And making sure she has a good life or whatever. And then the mother dies, is murdered. By Gypsy's boyfriend, so by her daughter's boyfriend, And there's this whole thing. And then you find out that it looks like Gypsy was abused by her mom, that she didn't actually have all these medical problems.
Yeah.
And that her mom was like forcing her to live this life.
Yeah, like basically like lying to doctors and like making her more sick and making her have, it's called Munchausen by proxy, which is like, I don't know, it's not a mental disorder. People want to say it is, but it's just child abuse and that's the name for it.
Yeah.
But
medically related child abuse.
Yeah, but the reason for it is because like Gypsy Rose Blanchard was getting like all of this attention and her mom was getting all of this attention for having a sick kid and she was like a martyr kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's like wanting all of that attention and like making your kids sick in order
and it became her identity.
Yeah, exactly.
So then if her daughter's getting better, she can't let her heal. Well, she was never that sick, I guess, but she can't let her heal. She needed to be sick all the time so the mom could maintain her like sense of self, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a really crazy
It was
story.
Crazy. And I couldn't believe I hadn't heard of it.
Yeah, it was a really big story. And it had like a couple of like, in the past couple of years, it had a couple of like pops where people were talking about it.
Yeah.
But that documentary is, I mean, you've already watched the 2020 thing, but is that the one that interviewed Gypsy in jail?
They interviewed her after her release. So I think this was just made.
It's really, really new.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I think there was a Lifetime series where they interviewed her in jail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But her, I think her boyfriend who murdered her mom is like in jail for life.
Yeah, he's still in
and
jail.
then she got released because she's like an accessory or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that shit's crazy, dude.
It was wild.
And then did you see Gypsy Rose was like, people are like, she had like a moment on Instagram where she was like an influencer and everybody loved her. And then people like turned against her for some reason.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Don't know why. I don't remember why, but people were just like, oh, is she lying? And it's like, no. She also like how I think people were like, we don't like the way she's acting. And I'm like, she was a extremely sheltered child.
Yeah.
And then was in prison for 10 years.
Sheltered in a different way.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And so like, why are you like making comments on the way she's acting? It's like, of course she doesn't know how to act on Instagram. She doesn't understand the nuances.
They're just mad because she's coming on. She's doing a face front thing and she's like, I'm living my best life. And everyone's like, that saying is old.
Yeah, I know.
We don't like how you're acting.
Exactly. Yeah, they're like,
that was one of my first thoughts. I was like, that's hack.
Yeah, they're like, millennial pause. Millennial pause. And I'm like, she's been in prison for years.
It's amazing she knows any of these like terms.
Yeah, like I don't even know how to use fucking TikTok, and I've never been in prison. And like there was one thing where it's like people were like commenting on her Instagram, being like, "Oh, your husband only likes you for the fame," blah blah blah. And then she was like, babe, in comments responding to them, she was like, babe, don't worry about what they say. They don't know what we have. And also, the D is fire. Thank you for rocking my world every night.
Whoa.
Just, I know, it's just such like a...
I don't like the way she's acting.
I know, but does she need to be canceled? Let her get her shit rocked by her new husband.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so nuts.
Yikes. Yeah, their relationship freaked me out because I don't know.
I just think it's strange, and I'm not going to say this about every single one, but I do think it's weird when people go for people in prison.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially people like her who are underdeveloped because of their experiences.
Yes.
And they're then going to prison and not developing much.
I know.
More.
I'm like,
although she got her GED while in prison when she only had a second grade education.
That's really impressive.
I know.
That's really
that
impressive.
Cool.
But yeah, like, I don't know, like, how afraid are you of your spouse cheating that you have to marry somebody who's locked up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it feels
and
like
who's
a weird...
had no experiences.
Yeah, it's just, it feels like a weird control thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I feel this way about like many people who like go for people in prison. I don't know. Maybe people have connections that I don't fucking know about or whatever. And it's like, it happened that way. But it just feels weird to like want to date somebody who's like locked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I wonder if for some people it is almost like a savior kind of thing. Like,
oh, I could definitely see that. Yeah. No, definitely.
Excuse me. I am burping a ton.
Well, you got a polar seltzer.
Big bubbly blue red. I can't even name these colors.
Big bubbly blue red.
You got a stupid story?
I do have a stupid story. I'm gonna tell a really short one because we have two long things happening on the pod. Your story, but it happened like
I could always tell a shorter one if we need to.
No, it's okay. This is like so quick, but I was having sex.
Oh, rocking that big D. I sound like a mother trying to fit in with her like early 20s daughters at a bachelorette party.
I know, dude. I was rocking that big D, and the big
We
D.
gotta cut that out.
His name
I'm
is
embarrassed
Dave.
already.
Rocking that big D. Fucking big T in the kids' table. Yeah, you're rocking it. Rocking on the big D. Oh my God. Rocking on the big D is the name of this pod.
Rocking on the big D.
It's so funny. That is what I do. I rock. I'm too tired.
Rocking on the big D. It's just so,
dude.
It
Like,
feels almost 90s. Like,
yeah. Like
Yeah.
Big D and the kids' table, that ska band.
oh, I don't know them.
Oh, you don't have to. They kind of suck. Anyway, I was having marital relations with my husband, and he was like talking to me and stuff. I'm trying not to make this weird. He was like talking to me and stuff, and he's probably saying stuff like, "Yeah, you want to get fucked? You want to get rocked by this big D? Yeah."
Did he say that?
No,
Okay.
of course not.
Everyone needs to know whether or not this is true. This part.
And he was probably saying stuff like that, but I didn't hear him, and so I went, "What?"
I've done that before.
It's just so funny to have somebody being like, "Yeah, you want to get fucked," and then I'm like, "What?"
Wait, I heard most of that. What was the last word you said?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Sorry, y'all. I was distracted for a second.
Yeah. I'm like, "Can you speak up?"
Yeah. Can you repeat the part about where?
Yeah. I know. I'm like, "Excuse me, can you say that again?"
What surface were you imagining?
I raise my hand
Yeah.
like I'm in class.
I've definitely been like having sex and they're like it's weird just say all this.
Mhm.
I'm like on my stomach, yeah. Like laying down.
Yeah.
And then their head's all over my head and my ears are like blocked. And I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. Anything could be being said.
Yeah, you just hear like the sounds of the ocean because
Yeah, it does
it's
feel
like when you
that.
put your finger in your
It's like
ear.
I'm listening to a shell.
And it sounds like the ocean. Yeah, exactly. And then they're like, "Yeah, you want to get the big D?" And then you're like, "Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Can you say that again?"
I don't want to interrupt, but
Yeah. Can you say that again, please? Just like getting fucked and being like, "Pardon."
and then having to repeat it. I mean, was he weird about that? Because having to repeat
No, we just laughed when I said, "What?"
having to repeat a sexual phrase
I
is
know.
weird.
No,
Because
absolutely.
then there's all this awareness about what you're saying
Yeah.
instead of it just coming out.
No, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's weird to be like, "I said, would you like to get rocked by this big D?"
I said you're like frustrated.
Yeah. I said, "Do you want to get fucked right
I
now?"
said this is for not taking out the trash earlier. It becomes like a whole thing. It's like a fight about your relationship.
No. You never listen. And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Sorry, you're still blocking my ears."
I said I've been thinking about going back to school for business.
Yeah.
I've been talking about this for years.
I've been feeling lost and I want to get my master's. I've already applied and I got in. No, that's not true. Jamie Lee.
Oh yeah.
When she was like, "I got in."
Jamie
Yeah,
Lee
I got in. I just didn't
getting
go.
into grad school. That's so funny.
So funny to lie about that
Yeah.
for no reason.
Man.
You got a stupid story for us?
Yeah, I do. This is from high school.
I can't wait.
It involves Sierra, who you know.
I love Sierra.
Yeah.
Hey, Sierra.
Yeah.
If you're listening.
Sierra is the best. I really miss these times in high school. I was texting her on the way here about all the stupid stuff we were doing. In high school, Sierra and I used to spend our weekends making Saturday Night Live sketches. I told you that before, right? Have I told you anything about the sketches?
I think you have, but I don't remember it.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't even remember a bunch. She like listed others I forgot about.
Mm-hmm.
We used to do it every weekend, and first of all, they're not good. Like,
Oh,
I mean, of course they're not
obviously.
good. We were like 15, 16
yeah.
when we were doing these. So they're not really funny, but we had the best time. We'd like be crying, laughing
Mhm.
the whole time we were like writing them. We would write them and then film them.
Yeah.
On
all
my
in
dad's
one night.
big ass shoulder camera.
And doing coke in the studio.
Yeah. We did it the way they do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then someone would have an outburst and we'd create like a toxic environment.
Yeah.
You know?
Lorne Michaels would come in and everybody would stop having fun.
So we probably made like 8. It's not even that much, really. We probably just made like 8 sketches. And they were just so, well, first I'll say we had so much fun doing this that we were like, this is fun. We were having so much fun in our friendship that we didn't see how other people could see it. Similar to how this pod could come across.
Yeah,
to some people.
Absolutely. Just 2 idiots being like, and then we're like,
we like our friendship, do you?
Yeah. I hope you're also having a good time.
That's a good name for a pod.
We like our friendship, do you?
Because that's what most of them are.
Dude, there should be a game show called We Like Our Friendship, Do You? And then it's all small podcasts. Because that's like what so many podcasts are like, do you like our friendship?
Yeah. We thought our friendship was good enough to present to the world.
Yeah. We're like, it's so funny to be like, our friendship is so great that everybody else has to see it too.
We can't let anyone miss any of this.
It's so narcissistic.
It really is. It's embarrassing. Content, though. So anyway, we're like, we had a crush on these 2 guys in high school who were also best friends.
Oh, man, that would be a great match.
Oh, yeah. They were in our media class, right? And one day we were like, also, things weren't really going anywhere with these guys. There have been lots of attempts. Yeah. Like, I wanted to go to homecoming with Jose. That was his name. His friend was Robert. Wait, I think Sierra and Robert. I don't even know if it was these 2 guys, but this is what's in my memory.
Yeah.
Sierra and Robert did go on a couple dates eventually, but it took a long time.
Yeah.
Anyway, we brought the tape to media class.
Of all the sketches?
All of them.
Oh my God.
All the ones we had at that time.
Oh my God.
And we were like, let's show the boys we have crushes on. We're funny girls who make sketches over the weekend. And they're funny, so they're going to like us being funny.
Yeah, that's the most attractive thing about a girl, being funny and making sketches on the weekend.
This is when we learned that doesn't operate in this direction.
No, men don't like that.
Men hate it. They hate it.
Men hate it when women try to be funny.
Most men don't even like it.
I know.
You know?
Yeah, the vast majority of them are like, what, am I going to date a comic? What, am I fucking stupid?
Yeah. So we put it on and we're all excited and we're all like proud of what we made. And as soon as we put it on, we could just feel the mistake. Like the vibe was so bad. It was so embarrassing and awkward. Like we couldn't just think that through at all.
Yeah.
But it was so clear. Like within seconds.
Yeah.
It was like the worst choice.
It just became embarrassing really quickly.
So embarrassing. And you can't just turn it off after 10 seconds.
Yeah.
After making a big deal of it. I don't remember how much we watched, but we watched a good chunk of it. And the whole time it was like, this is all over. Like they're never going to speak to us again. And anyway, the sketches were like, also, I should try and find it. I do have a copy.
Oh my God.
Sierra's husband, for like my birthday one year, he like put it on he made an electronic copy. It was on this like old tape, like a big ass tape.
And he made like a digital version of it.
Yeah. So we can show some maybe on a Patreon if we ever.
Oh my God, that'd be so.
We could watch the whole thing on it.
We could show my old YouTube videos.
Yeah. One of the first sketches, like this, at first, it just shows me dancing in an insane way. And then I fall to the floor and it becomes an infomercial about people dying while dancing. And then Sierra...
it's like Footloose.
Yeah.
It's like Footloose.
Yeah. And I die. And then Sierra walks in and she's dressed as a man. She has like a mustache and stuff. And every time she comes on into this repeats over and over. Like I'm dancing and I die. And then Sierra comes in and talks about this problem where people are dying dancing.
Yeah.
Every time she comes in, she comes through a door. Like those old, like...
yeah.
It's like an old thing they did like in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like in like warning infomercials.
Yes. Yeah. Like it would be freeze frame of the room and then somebody would walk into the room and be like,
And
You
then
saw
she'd be-
that too, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. She'd be like, see this? And
Yeah.
she'd turn and like it would come on again or whatever.
Yeah.
And she'd walk in and she'd be like, if you know someone who's died dancing or like whatever it is.
You might be entitled to compensation.
And then afterwards she walks out the door. And it's like a long scene. And then at the very end, it's like, yeah, if you know someone who's died from dancing, call the number on the bottom. Oh, also we had some kind of like device that helped you live. So she injects me with something and you have to do it 100 times. I don't know why. Something just shows her injecting.
This is a great sketch.
There are no cuts. She injects me. 100.
She goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it goes to 100.
And I flinch every time.
Yeah.
I really overacted that
And then
part.
the boys that you had crushes on were like,
okay.
76, 77.
And at the very end, she comes in and she's like, if you know someone who's died dancing, call the number at the bottom of the screen. And because we didn't have that technology, our idea was like for her to just write the phone number on her arm. And then she placed her arm where the bottom of the screen would have been while we were taping. And we didn't like laugh. It like looked serious. We're just like, call the number at the bottom of your screen.
And then she looked like a fancy butler.
She just puts her arm. So funny. I'll have to find I'll have to make a clip of that or something.
Please. I cannot wait.
Yeah. And then we had like a news segment.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad. We didn't plan that one.
Yeah, they were like, new iPods are out.
We just picked up objects around us. Like I picked up a $1 bill. This is the only part I really remember. I picked up a $1 bill and I'm like, George, a W, a Bush. And I actually made that mistake on accident. Like I didn't say that to be funny. I was just like, I was thinking Bush.
Yeah.
And I started just talking about Washington, but saying Bush.
I feel like I made that mistake a lot while Bush was in office because I was also young while Bush was in office.
Yeah.
So I didn't I knew the difference between them, but it wasn't like that meaningful to me.
Yeah.
So like I would be like George Bush, Washington, whatever. It's just confusing when the first president and the current president have the same first name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, there was a really offensive sketch we did.
Oh my God.
It was right after 9/11. We were young. We were children. And I don't think we even understood the gravity of what happened.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
We did, but also we're kids and we lived in Washington State. So you're far away. Like I told you when I first heard about it, my friend called me that morning and she's like, she's the one who used to drive me to school. She's like, hey, so like the Twin Towers like exploded or whatever. And I was like, okay. Like I really didn't think I was like, when are we going to school?
You're like, so you can't give me a ride?
Yeah.
I have a test today.
What does this mean to me?
Yeah.
So anyway, we do this sketch. I'm Osama bin Laden in the sketch. There probably was makeup. There was probably makeup.
Wait. Did you have like
Should
a beard?
I even be saying this?
Yeah, it's fine.
I had a beard. I think it was just drawn on with like eyeliner and stuff.
Oh no.
And I wore like a turban. And Sierra, it was Barbara Walters. So she's interviewing Osama bin Laden.
Oh my God. I love that in this podcast, out of who you would expect to do like brown face, it's the other one. I can't believe I have never done brown face and you have. That is so.
I actually don't know if there was makeup.
Yeah, you don't know for sure. Yeah,
there probably was.
Yeah, because like you're a kid, and you fucking.
We're a kid, and we're like, this will make it good.
Yeah, this will make it realistic.
I wonder if the boys saw that. I wonder if we got that far.
And then they're like, that was a little racist.
So
these girls are funny, but they're also a little bit racist.
Sierra's Barbara Walters. She's interviewing me as Osama bin Laden. And she's all upbeat and stuff. And she's like asking me questions.
Were you doing an accent?
No, I didn't really speak, but I made noises.
Oh my God.
And she gave me a fruit basket at some point. This isn't a story or a sketch at all. She gave me a fruit basket at some point and it had a banana in it. And it was the end of the interview, and I pulled the banana out and started stabbing Barbara Walters. And the worst part, that's not even the worst part. The worst part is that me and Sierra made up a song.
Oh my god! Wait, Barbara Walters and Osama bin Laden sing the song?
No. Osama bin Laden kills Barbara Walters. And then it fades out to black, right? It fades into black. And then you hear me and Sierra come on singing our song. And the song, I'll sing the song. I don't know what we have to cut. We don't have to cut. But the song went. The song went. The song's like, Bin Laden. I can't even do it. The song went, Bin Laden, the man of the hour. Bin Laden, he shot down a tower. It faded into black, and then that song came.
Oh my god. The man of the hour, he shot down our tower. Oh my god. It's so funny. Oh, baby, that is going to be stuck in my head for the rest of the night.
It sounded good and catchy.
Yeah.
Bin Laden,
the man of the hour. Bin Laden, he shot down our tower.
And we showed our parents that stuff. Like, I mean, they're conservative, so I don't know.
Well, yeah. Also, I think
my dad was a little bit mad because we just because of our stupid song, we didn't think about it. It kind of glorified him a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I also think that, here's the thing, comedy at the time was like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's true.
And I'm not saying it's right or anything, but like, I feel like even if you showed somebody's liberal parents, they would have been like, this is fine.
Yeah.
If not.
That's true. It was way more like that back then.
Yeah, that's why every early YouTuber is getting canceled for doing blackface right now.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's what comedy was on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Bin Laden, the man of the hour.
Bin Laden,
he shot down our tower.
Let's see if there's any other. There were a bunch of other sketches. I'll just see which ones were notable in case we won't miss anything.
I'll sing while you look it up. Bin Laden, the man of the hour. Bin Laden, he shot down our tower.
I don't know. One of them, I was just a weird teacher who talked in all these rhyming phrases and thought I was really, teachers like that.
Yeah. There's always a kooky teacher who's like,
yeah.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I would say stuff that didn't make any sense. Like a kid was acting up in class and said something. Sierra. It was Sierra, of course.
Oh, yeah.
It was me, her, and a bunch of stuffed animals.
Yeah. That shows you how young you guys were. It's so funny.
So Sierra acted up and I would say stupid stuff like, that's irrelevant, you elephant. It doesn't even rhyme. And I would be all satisfied with myself for saying something that seemed meaningful. One of them, we were just these rich ladies sitting on a couch.
Mm-hmm.
And we only did that because our parents both had these really extravagant robes that their husbands had bought from visits to Korea from the military.
Oh, yeah.
They bought these amazing, huge fluffy robes.
Yeah.
My mom's was cow print and Sierra's mom's was just this big white thing.
And you guys saw these robes and you're like, there's a sketch in here. There's a sketch in here.
We didn't plan that one at all. And you can see that when you watch it. It's not even framed good. I think our heads are mostly out of frame.
You're like, we have to get the robes in the picture.
And then we're just sitting on the couch talking about how rich we are. And we're eating dried spaghetti noodles. It's some fancy thing. And it's so clear that it's not planned because at one point Sierra's claiming that her father's the president of a country in Africa.
Yeah.
And then 20 seconds go by before she says the country name. She couldn't think of any countries in Africa.
Oh my God.
And we had one, I'm going to try and do this walk. We had one sketch. It was just us. We had a party, and then there were a bunch of weird guests that came in.
Yeah.
Like there was like a deer that stopped in the headlights.
Okay.
Over the time or
this
something.
seems very improv-y.
Yeah. And then there was one character, and it was all, I think we wrote the whole thing based on this one walk I used to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try and do it for the camera.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, do it for the camera.
Okay. Talk while I get ready.
Bin Laden, the man of the hour. Sorry, Connor, we're fucking up this set. But we put down markers before this, so don't worry. Bin Laden, he shot down our tower. How much fucking space do you need? She's moving every table.
Can you see me in the frame?
No, your head's out.
All right.
I can see up to your shoulder.
Oh, that's fine.
That's fine. I used to do this walk where I'd be all the way back. I'd walk like this.
So Brittany's
It looks like
leaning back, and then kicking her legs forward. Oh my God, and almost falling over.
it hurts. It really hurts.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a lot more flexible back then. So the whole thing was just me coming to the door, and I'm like, like that.
You're like, how are you? I have scoliosis.
And it's just a bunch of shots of me walking weird. There's no story at all.
You're just like, how
It's
funny
just
would this
like,
be?
Look at this lady who walks like this. Okay, that's pretty much it.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Oh, I love the Bin Laden one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be singing that all night. Dude, well, just one quick thing. Sometimes I hear a phrase and I just repeat it over and over again, like a song stuck in your head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I saw a video of a dog that had new snow boots on.
Oh.
And somebody, and the dog was like doing the thing that they do where they like walk
Kicking
around
their
all
feet
weird.
out.
Yeah. And somebody wrote as the caption, new boot goofing. And so for
Rocking that D.
for 2 days, I was hanging out with Dave and I would be like, new boot goofing, new boot goofing, new boot goofing. And then I was in the shower and I was like, new boot goofing, Bin Laden, new boot goofing, Bin Laden, new boot goofing, Bin Laden. Just like fucking saying it over and over again.
It feels like it goes together.
New boot goofing? Dude,
Bin Laden.
new boot goofing.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was just funny that I also said Bin Laden.
Oh, it just came out.
Yeah.
New boot goofing Bin Laden.
Yeah, like I said new boot goofing Bin Laden before I'd ever heard the Bin Laden story that you just told me.
Weird.
We both had Bin Laden on the brain.
Yeah.
Should we get into our postie?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into our postie. Hold on, let me see.
Oh, we used to have special guests too. We had Gwen Stefani on,
Oh yeah?
but it was just her. It was just a Cosmo magazine that had her face on it.
Yeah.
And we cut her mouth out and her eyes out. So then I'm behind it, and you just see my eyes moving around, and I suck my tongue through the slit. And then
That's okay, I just need to tell you that's not having special guests on.
we also had the band, the band They Used.
Of course I do.
We had
Is it worth it? Can you even hear me? Yeah.
We had them on, but because we would often film this at night when Sierra's parents were asleep, it was us performing to Box of Sharp Objects or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was just us whisper karaokeing to this song.
And is this something that you also showed the boys?
Yeah, it's in there. It's all in there.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. This is our post from an internet user.
Mm-hmm.
It's another post from Am I the Asshole? Okay. Am I the asshole for eating sexy potatoes? It honestly feels ridiculous that I have to post this, but my coworker has been getting on to me about this for weeks now, so I have to ask. My whole life, I've been eating potatoes by microwaving them and then biting into them, eating them hot dog style. This is the easiest, most convenient, and intuitive way for me to eat potatoes, sweet potatoes or regular. I think this is how people in Japan eat them, or at least this is how I was taught by my Japanese parents to eat them. Whenever I go to the grocery store,
It's a good idea, really.
I know, I've never thought of that.
No.
But I feel like when you take a hot potato out of the microwave or whatever, it's so hot you can't hold it. So you have to put a koozie on it.
Yeah, true.
I should put a koozie on it. Dude, I was eating remember Italian ices?
Mm-hmm.
I was eating an Italian ice last night and my hand got cold, so I put a koozie on it.
Like that Italian ice is like wearing a big shirt.
Yeah,
You know?
I know. Yeah, it was like way too big for it, but I was like, this is great. Whenever I go to the grocery store, I always pick out the most easily biteable potatoes, which are generally longer and thinner than most potatoes.
Mm-hmm. I see where this is going.
I see it where it's going to. So I work in an office about 30 people. We all typically bring our own lunch, and I usually just eat at my desk while doing work. No one has ever commented about how I eat potatoes, but I do eat them quite frequently. Recently, a new person was hired, and she clearly has a problem with the way that I eat potatoes. A couple of times, she pulled me aside and asked me that I just eat potatoes a more normal way. I asked her what that meant, and she says I was eating potatoes too suggestively. I was a little shocked because I literally just have my eyes glued to my screen whenever I'm eating and barely pay attention to how I eat.
You know, I think it's actually pretty hard to eat food suggestively. Like, you know, people worry about bananas.
Yeah.
That's always like the one.
Yeah.
Every time I eat a banana, sometimes I think about that. Like
Yeah.
when if I'm in public, I'm like, are people doing that thing where they're thinking about me eating this banana?
Yeah.
It doesn't look that suggestive.
No, it
Because
doesn't.
you're taking a bite.
I know, yes.
It's like hard. It's not like I'm lingering there
yeah.
and like
a popsicle you have to suck on.
yeah.
You don't suck on a banana or a potato.
It'd be different if a banana, if it was like, if the texture was kind of chewy and you had to stay there for
And you
a
had to
while.
be like,
and you had to be like, let me
Yeah.
get this, you know?
Or if your teeth were all the way at the back of your throat.
Yes.
And you just had to be like,
Yeah.
to like eat the fucking banana.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's hard, like, the idea that it actually looked that suggestive
Yeah.
is all in that lady's head.
This lady's way too horny. That's
Yeah.
why.
Mm-hmm.
I told her no one else seemed to have a problem with the way I eat potatoes, but she insisted others were just too polite to say anything. I asked a few other coworkers who were all just as confused as me about what she was saying. I figured no one else really had a problem with it, but this happened multiple times. She kept coming to me and asking me to tone down the way I eat, even accusing me of going out of my way to choose sexy potatoes. I've considered bringing...
Well, we had a post before about potatoes looking like dick and
dicks.
balls.
Yeah.
She didn't choose those ones.
No,
She
yeah.
could have chosen really graphic, sexy potatoes.
I know. She's not getting
She
the
just
dick and
chose
balls.
a long potato.
Yeah. She's not getting the dick and balls potato and then like sucking on the end of the potato and cupping the balls. You know
Also,
what I mean?
she's choosing a long, skinny potato, not even that satisfying.
Get these girthy potatoes in here. That would be hot. I've considered bringing them other ways, but this is just the easiest way for me to eat them. And they're honestly delicious like this to me.
Mm-hmm.
I asked her to maybe
Probably
just
cooks best that way too.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. It's like having a baked potato on the go.
Mhm.
That's what it is.
I'm
I asked,
gonna do this.
dude. Yeah, me too.
I don't have a microwave. Never mind.
You don't have a microwave?
No.
Oh, that sucks. You
Yeah.
could do the oven, but it would take like 40 minutes. Yeah. I asked her to maybe just not watch me eat, but apparently that's not feasible. Unfortunately, she reported me, and now I have a meeting with HR next week. This seems really dumb to me, but am I the asshole for eating sexy potatoes?
This is also I every time I'm like, this banana, what if people are sexualizing this? Then I'll go, nobody watches you eat.
yeah.
Not for that long.
No, totally.
They glance and look away.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
this lady's
like, she's too horny.
yeah.
She's like, stop making me so horny with those potatoes.
I think she also doesn't like this girl.
Yeah, she probably just has a problem with her that's unrelated.
Because I remember there was that woman who worked with me years ago who used to eat an apple and she'd make sexual noises.
Oh, yeah, she'd be like,
She just like something about the way her mouth stayed open and the texture of what she was eating, like it was all juicy and yogurty and stuff with the apples, made it sound all like you know, like parts were mushing together.
Oh, like this?
Yes. Yes. And then she would moan as well.
For an apple? God, I've never
Yeah.
moaned for an apple.
And it just didn't help that I didn't like her.
No, yeah.
If I liked her, I probably could like keep it out of my mind.
No,
for a
totally,
minute.
yeah.
Yeah.
First of all, edit. Please stop asking me for videos of me eating potatoes. It's creepy and weird. And also it would be extremely boring and the least sexy thing you'll ever watch. Okay, also, edit number 2. Because I've gotten a lot of comments asking how to microwave a potato. Scrub potato thoroughly with sponge to remove dirt. Stab the potato with a fork or knife all over. Then put it in the microwave for about 5 minutes, more or less, depending on the size of the potato and the power of the microwave. Then flip and do the same thing. To tell if it's done, poke through the center with a knife or a fork. When you are ready to consume it, I usually hold it around with a napkin.
Koozie.
I know, yeah. They should make a potato koozie.
Yeah.
We should make those as merch.
Yeah.
Koozies that only fit a potato.
Only of a select size and
Yeah.
shape. Only shaped like the penis this woman's imagining.
Yeah, I know. God, it's so insane for this lady to be like reporting her.
What a like, she must be so off because even if it did even if I could be in her shoes and it was making me mad and uncomfortable, the idea of trying to explain that to HR is like, I'm not doing that.
I know.
I'm not gonna like share, because I think I would know it was mostly me.
Yeah.
But she doesn't seem to figure that out at all.
No, she's probably one of these like really conservative people who are like, why is that child wearing a bikini? And you're like, why do you have a problem with a child wearing a bikini? It's
Why
like
is
you're the one making it
Why is
weird.
that dog's asshole showing? It needs one of those ass stickers.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, do you need the ass gems so it looks like the dog's asshole isn't showing? Oh
but
my
then,
God.
Once you got a gem on there, then it's the same as having tassels on your nipples.
Yeah, it's like drawing attention to the
it's
asshole.
attention. It's like, what's under there?
I know.
So you want to anticipate the dog's asshole more.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I know. I want to know when there's a dog's asshole around me. Can you please make it so I can see it
before
better?
I see it in person.
Yeah.
Wait. You didn't let me imagine that dog's asshole first.